You're streaming. Oh, you are streaming. We are streaming. Doing a cheeky little bonus stream. Live right now at www.twitch.tv/TLDMA. Oh, bum diddly pum. Let's see, copy. That go there. So, copper. I'm going to delete you. Big boy. Big boy. Big boy. Big boy. What are you doing? Why are you making a noise, son? I know, sweetheart boy. I know. Let me do this. Ladies and gentlemen, we're live. We got people here. We got Rob. I've got my glasses on. Jimbo subbed. We got KS from Puerto Rico, George's woman, Nigel. I did have the original bar said £60,000. Right? It said £60,000. And I just thought, some people, I mean, I'd love £60,000. I really would to do an extension. That would be the dream. I want an extension, and that's what it costs. However, I thought if I put that, now we don't have any mysterious benefactors anymore. Thank Christ. If I put that, people would get angry and wouldn't get it. So I didn't put it. Because people can't take a joke. The amount of abuse is directed at me and Alison Hammond on Twitter. Oh my God. 40 months, Jimbo. I raise a cup of cough to that. It's £60,000. It's a small extension. All it is converting the garage into bedrooms and then building a little bit that connects onto it. Extensions, Jimbo. I'll show you when you come on Saturday. It's basically building 2 new bedrooms. Out the back of it. I'll show you. If you can do it cheaper, mate, totes up for that. If you can do it cheaper. Dean left a voice message on Friday. Let's listen to Dean's voice message, shall we? Okay, not great. Good afternoon, King Cham. You're watching Lost for the first time. Catherine and I started watching Lost because we wanted to do a podcast on it. And we recorded the first episode of the podcast, and then we kind of lost momentum a little bit. I'd like to do it, but there's not really enough time at the moment. But we will, at some point, there is still a possibility that Catherine and I will do a Lost podcast. That's still a possibility. Yeah, it would be a big old extension, mate. I need to somehow add 2 bedrooms to the house. You know what I mean, Jelly Bean. Caterfer, finished episode 1 again. Yes, we finished episode 1, Jim, and I will send you the video of that. Am I in sync? On my screen, I'm a little bit out of sync. Am I in sync for you? Am I in sync? I in sync. Am I in sync for you? Looking good. Good. You're good. In sync on the mobile. So this is a stream that I just fancy doing a stream, right? And I've wanted to do like a sort of gaming stream, and then I've wanted to do this stream for ages. And I just thought, hold off until Shut Up, Dean. Somewhere in Paradise is a great album. I just thought, hold off until you can hold off no more, right? And I have had a busy old day. I just went and bought, my fridge is full of booze. I'm a recovering alcoholic. Don't panic. Say full of booze. It's 48 bottles of Budweiser. That ain't going to be enough for the party next week. 60 burgers. 48 bottles of Budweiser. I say it gets on my nerves, but I wish I could hear George shout at me again, so you don't get on my nerves. I wish I could. Oh, I've dropped you. That was not a good carry. Fuck it off. I wish I could have George shouting at me again, so we mustn't ever say that. It's irritating. So 48 bottles of beer. I haven't got any wine yet. I don't really know about. I've got a birthday party next Saturday. I don't know, 60 people coming, 70. I don't know, and I don't know the booze ratio. People say, well, people will bring drink, but will they bring enough drink to suffice? Hello, Jana. Will they bring enough drink to suffice? Do we think will that happen? Caterfer, thank you for the sub. Hot tub coming on Wednesday morning, guys. Isn't that their problem? Well, it would be if I was an arsehole. It would be if I was an arsehole. But I'm not an arsehole. And I'm throwing a birthday party, so I want people to be satisfied. So 48 beers, it's probably too many, too little. I don't know. I need to buy booze and I need to buy fizzy pop. I haven't got any fizzy pop yet. I'm hoping that people that come... Nelly says, I had a party for Eurovision, ended up with more booze than when I started. Oh, shit. I hadn't thought of that. Because I'm an alcoholic, so I'm fine with having the beer in the fridge at the moment, but after next week, I want it gone. So we'll see. Better too much than too little. Jim says, I've got some spare one in the garage I can bring. Could also bring my soda stream. No, thank you. No, thank you, sir. So, you can link your Amazon Prime and all of that. It's my birthday, so all tips this week go into my birthday bucket, but none of it is essential. Kate says, I'll be bringing an array of non-alcoholic beverages. Yes. Two ways you can support. You can donate money to me. The money today goes to me, no one else. Or you can sign up to our Patreon. So this is a stream I've wanted to do for ages. The phone is open if you want, 0203 286 6370. It should be in the title of the video. But I've just plonked it in the chat. So this is a stream I've wanted to do for a while. More for me, really. Where have the swords gone? Whoa. Nightbot's got a sword. What's happened? Are you not mods anymore? What's happened? Right, Jim, you should have a mod. What? Says, my friends all know why I don't provide alcohol. They respect that. It's about time together. Plenty of ways to be a good host. No, but I'm talking about drinks. I was talking about drinks. Jimbo, have you got a sword now? Well, why has everyone been unmodded? Katie, you should have it now. Have we got any other mods in here that aren't mods at this precise moment in time? Well, that's peculiar. So, I love the Beach Boys. They're also the band that there's a new setting where it hides the swords. Oh, okay. They're also a band that's made an incredible amount of wrong turns, self-sabotage. And I like that in a band. The Monkees did it. Well, Davy Jones did that. Davy Jones did that in the Monkees. He was his own worst enemy. He was the Monkees' own worst enemy as well. But the Beach Boys... you know what I mean, Jelly Bean? My bad. So, You can call if you want, 0203 286 6370. I love the Beach Boys, but they have made some awful wrong turns in their life. And I thought maybe we could just have a little look at them until I get bored. Not even looking at the numbers. Don't know how many people are here, and that's great. Who is Ginger Ninja? Could you just... Or, oh, I'm the GN, is the Ginger Ninja. No, you're not. Jimbo, thank you, because I was about to invite him to the party, but now I know who it is. No. 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 So, oh, these Beatles AI, I flipping love it. Here we go. There's hang on, let's have the Beatles doing Don't Look Back in Anger. Shall we? Let's have a little bit of that. George Harrison.
Slip inside the eye of your mind. Don't you know you might find.
What's great is George Harrison said Oasis was shit.
You said that you'd never be. It's too late as she's walking on by. And so
It's not the best. It's not the best. It's not the best. So, let's look at some of the Beach Boys' biggest missteps. Now, there was an album called Beach Boys Bummers in the Summer. Steady on. Hang on, Beach Boys. Bummer. Beach Boys Bummer. Endless Bummer. Here we go. Endless Bummer, the very worst of the Beach Boys. That was my nickname at school. A mini doc about... Oh, there's a documentary about it. Oh, there's a doc... Should we have a little look at this? Yeah, you have those volumes 1 and 2, do you, Katie? I understand. Right, well, hang on. Here's a documentary about it.
Yes!
I haven't heard this album for a long time, Endless Bummer. I think Mike Love and Al Jardine do a song about the Ayatollah Khomeini. I think.
This next song is dedicated from
That's Carl Wilson, high on heroin.
all of us to all of you, okay?
Don't do heroin.
Of horrible material by bands you love. There's the Trogs tapes.
You gotta put a little bit of fucking fairy dust over the bastard, look at,
Oh, we'll put some fairy dust over it.
Elvis Presley's greatest shit.
Old MacDonald had a farm.
You might love. Also, some horrible sellout moments we'd all rather forget. And some embarrassing moments of disheartening studio banter. Let's interesting.
If you are using hard drugs.
And hanging with some nerds.
You guys snort cocaine? No, we smoke a little dope once in a while. Oh, yeah?
Be true to your bud.
Right, I want to find... I'm a Genius too. We need help. Help me, Rhonda. Never Learn Not to Love. Mike loves Dylan. I'm sure they did a song about the Ayatollah Khomeini. Let me just have a little look. All right, let me have a little look. Beach Boys Ayatollah. No, maybe not. Beach Boys Bummer track listing. Here we go. Here's the track listing. Carl's anti-drug spot. Good vibration. You're so beautiful. Brian hanging with some notes. Be true to Hyatt Regency Maui. Smart Girls. Radio promo spot. Well, then it isn't. I can't have dreamt it. Yet the evidence would be I must have dreamt it. Let's just quickly skip
But
through.
Mike sells out. Hyatt Regency promo. Mike sells out again.
For reservations, call 800-228-9...
Ladies and gentlemen, we present Spit of America. Further atrocities in the Beach Boys canon. This features some of the most horrific music I've heard in a while, and is a follow-up of sorts to Endless Bummer.
Right, hang on. Beach Boys Spit of America. I don't know that one. Mike's Arbor Day Spot. Fun featuring Status Quo. Oh my God, I remembered when, what was that, 98? The Beach Boys were I remember it was at the Hammersmith Odeon. Beach Boys were supposedly performing with Status Quo, but they weren't. They were just their backing singers for the awful Fun. How have I dreamt he did a song about the Ayatollah?
We have a nasty Christmas single.
Well, jingle bell, jingle bell rock.
A horrible version of Getting Hungry.
I'm getting hungry, hungry for my kind of woman.
And a charity single, Spirit of the Forest. This is the only time, to my knowledge, that you will find Brian Wilson and Kate Bush on the same record. But I get the impression that it's something that might... Right, I awoke sweating. Well, share.
All right. So first of all, let's have the Beach Boys at the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. You've seen this, right? You've seen this, right? So the Beach Boys at the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. It's a lovely acceptance speech. Except Mike Love has been... I think Mike Love has been fasting for like a week before this. This is 1988, right? This is incredible songs. Mike's feeling frisky.
Thank you, Elton, for that wonderful induction.
Elton John introduces them.
No, not yet. They're not in yet. 27 years ago, over a summer weekend in 1961, my cousin Mike Love and I got a bright idea. We were going to write a song. My parents were going away, and they left us some money for food. As soon as they split, we went to the music shop and rented some music equipment. By Sunday night, when my folks came home, we were very hungry, and we had written a tune called Surfin'. Who could have known then that 27 years and 52 albums later, we would be standing before you receiving this very great honor. We're very proud and very grateful. I only wish that my younger brother Dennis could be here at our side tonight. We miss him very much.
We miss Dennis, guys. We miss Dennis.
Last year, when I was asked to induct Lieber and Stoller into the Hall of Fame, I came into the room and sat down at my table and looked around. There were so many people here that I really respect. To tell you the truth, I was wide-eyed. I've always listened to records first thing in the morning. My all-time favorite wake-up record is Be My Baby. Yes. Yeah. Which is a very heavy record.
All right.
I also...
You're telling most of these executives in the music business. He's a giant.
I also started my day by listening to records by all of you. That night I saw fans coming up to each of you and to thank you for making the music that started their days. I heard people saying thank you for songs that got me through, that gave me courage to go on.
I'm not thinking about the Bomb Iran parody, no, but thank you for that.
When I was a teenager, I listened to the Four Freshmen and Frank Sinatra. That got me through high school. And that's what I think of this is all about. All of us in this room, all of us, have the privilege of making music that helps and heals. To make music that makes people happier, stronger, and kinder. Don't forget, music is God's voice. Over the years, the Beach Boys have been in style and out of style and in style again. But what kept me going is the same thing that got me to write Surfing all those years ago. I wanted to write joyful music that made other people love and mercy to everyone.
And it sounds
Here
corny.
we go now.
And so,
Beautiful Carl.
from Dennis Wilson, I thank you.
Here comes, that's Carl, beautiful Carl. Here comes Mike. Now this is where it gets juicy.
You heard from Cousin Brian the reason why we started making music.
This is where it gets juicy.
And the reason that keeps us going. And it sounds corny, but you can hear it in the harmonies, those of you who are musicians. And the reason why people like the Beach Boys is because we love harmony. We love music and we love harmony. And we love
starting to weird psycho vibes around him, right?
Of all people too. When I went to school, high school, my cousin Brian and I would jump over the fence, ditch class, we'd go surfing. Now we couldn't surf very good, but it was a whole lifestyle thing. We would listen to the music, the R&B music.
What's a hairy neck there? That's like his head hair. That feels like his hairy neck, right?
Music of the time. And some of our favorite records were the doo-wop type of deals, and there you go again with harmony. And I think it's wonderful to be here tonight, but I also think it's sad that there are other people who aren't here tonight. And those are the people who have passed away. Those are the obvious ones. But the other not-so-obvious ones are people like Paul McCartney, who couldn't be here tonight because he's in a lawsuit with Ringo and Yoko.
Okay.
That's what he sent a telegram to some high-priced attorney in this room, you know?
Okay. Now it's getting weird.
Now that's a bummer, because we're talking about harmony, right, in the world. If we can't get it together in America and in England in harmony within our groups, I mean, believe it. You can believe it, the Beach Boys have their own intestine.
There's Ringo. There's Ringo.
You know, whatever you call it, squabbles. But that's a bummer when Ms. Ross can't make it, you know?
Dark vibes.
The Beach Boys have continued to do we did about 180 performances last year.
He has got a weird set. He hasn't eaten for about a week. This was his excuse. But yeah, he looks insane. David, thank you for the sub. Jacob, just listen to your conversation with Michael Fenton Stevens and My Time Capsule. It's a really good podcast, that. I've got a few more coming out. I did one with Jess Phillips. Did one with Ellis James and John Robbins. Was there any more? I feel like there was one more. I think that might be it, actually.
I'd like to see
Alfie's picking up bad vibrations.
See the mop tops match that.
Julian? Everyone puffing away?
I'd like to see Mick Jagger get out on his stage and do I Get Around versus Jumpin' Jack Flash any day now.
This is insane, right?
Now, a lot of people are going to go out of this room tonight thinking that Mike Love is crazy. Well, they've been saying that for years. Ain't nothing new about that. But what I'm talking about is forget this room. The United States is 6% of the population of the world. That's why I came here tonight with Muhammad Ali.
The United States is 6% of the population of the world. That's why I came here tonight with Muhammad Ali.
Muhammad, salam alaikum.
He gets angry with Muhammad.
I didn't hear you say alaikum salam. Alaikum salam, he said it. Okay, I don't care what anybody in this room thinks. You know when they were talking about this guy with the guitar? You know, Arlo's father? Woody Guthrie, yeah. Well, I knew that because my father used to sing some of those songs.
Okay. This is really, really weird. Okay.
And my mother, the Wilson, Emily Wilson. I'm first cousin with Brian, Carl, and the late Dennis, the surfer of the group. When they first came to California, they were Kansas Dust Bowl Swedes. All right, Swedish people who didn't have enough money to rent or buy a house. They lived in tents on the beach in
Elton John has a great line, if I remember correctly, coming out of this.
Huntington Beach, California, when they first came out. All right? And now we're sitting in this room with all this glitterati of the glissando, all 6% of us. And we're hassling, we're fighting intestine squabbles, you know, messing around. What I want to see is this whole room recognize that there is one earth here. And I want us to do something fantastic with all this talent and all this wonderful spirit and soul. And I'd like to see some people kick out the jams. And I challenge the boss to get up on stage and jam. I want to see Billy Joel, see if he can still tickle ivories. Let me see. I know Mick Jagger won't be here tonight. He's going to have to stay in England. But I'd like to see us in the Coliseum and him Lemley Stadium because he's always been chicken shit to get on stage with the Beach Boys.
Thank fuck he didn't mention me.
That's a great ending, right? Thank fuck he didn't mention me. Where can we go to next? Where can we go to? What was the other thing I was going to show you? See, Kokomo in Spanish gets a bad rap. Oh, no, I know I was going to show you. This. California Dreamin', 1995. This is a live performance of California Dreamin' from 1995.
There's a new soap.
It is awful. There's so much going on here. The clothes, the hair, the piss poor sound, and the looks from Al Jardine when he looks completely lost. I mean, look at it. What a racket.
All the leaves are brown and the sky is gray. I'd be on a winter's day.
What a racket.
I'd be safe and warm.
This guy here is a guy called John Stamos, right? Means nothing over here. He was in an American TV program called Full House, sitcom called Full House, and the Beach Boys appeared in one of those episodes. And ever since then, John Stamos has been a significant part of the touring band in the United States. And it will say the Beach Boys tonight featuring John Stamos. And it's like, no. We don't care about John Stamos. We don't need no John Stamos. The bongo player.
Stopped into church. I passed along the way.
Al Jardine, they're telling the camera to go and look. He was a pretty dreamy teen idol in the US. Oh, okay. So he means something to most people in America, does he?
Down on my knees, down on my knees, and got a chance to pray. And all the preacher like to go, because I'm gonna stay. Oh, you feel it, such a winter's
Billy Hinchy from Dino, Desi and Billy on bass guitar there, sadly no longer with us. Bruce Johnston trying to get a round of applause for the mulleted saxophone player. You watch, when Bruce starts playing his keyboard, you won't hear anything different. It makes no change to the music. No change. A David Cassidy for the 80s. All right, thank you for that. What did he say? Did he say something then? Did he say or I ran? No, he couldn't have said or I ran. He couldn't have. No. If I was in LA or I ran, I'd be safe and warm. Yeah, he probably doesn't. He probably doesn't. By the way, you can call if you want, 0203 286 6370. He probably doesn't, but it feels like he does. You're not getting mad. Mad McMahon says Obada Ray. Okay, I don't know. His face. So I tried to do the harmony, guys. What a piss poor. What a piss poor. Let's try and do the whole concert, shall we? Oh, here comes Dean. How do, Dean? How do, Dean? Dean, how do? How do, Dean? Dean, can you hear me? I like doing these little bonus. I mean, there's only about 20 of us watching here, but what 20? What a way to spend. What a way to spend our time. Dean, you have to try again, mate. I have to try again. What a wonderful. So, Beach Boys, California straight. Let's see if this. Oh no, California Girls, 1995. Let's see if that concert. The whole concert is here. Oh God! All right, this is not fun viewing. Okay. This is not fun viewing. This is sexist. Let's watch that. Let's start from the very beginning.
Beach Boy!
Oh, it's one of those broadcasting stereo sound. This is an absolute car crash, and this is what they used to do. Even when I saw them in the 90s, they did this. There's going to see some ladies, young. It's awful. John Stamos there in the middle. No, you're not a Beach Boy. Don't walk out to the front. So to represent an East Coast girl, New York, there's a woman in a business suit. It's yucky, right? Every girl that comes on has slightly fewer clothes than the previous one, and thank you for me using the word fewer. Really make you feel alright. When I saw it, they were all cheerleaders. That was it. They were cheerleaders. We didn't get the change of costumes.
I wish they all could be California. Wish they all could be California. Wish they all could be California girls.
Right, clearly the mix is awful, but It's terrible, right? The mix is all over the place, right? You can't blame them for the mix. You can blame them for the piss poor harmonies.
I wish they all could be California. I wish they all could be California. I wish they all could be California.
I love the Beach Boys so much, but this is just terrible, right? Because you can, they're a professional band. Not only that, they're the fucking Beach Boys. Surely they have their own mixer. I would suggest for TV broadcasts in the 90s, I would like to think this video recording is being mixed by TV people. Maybe the live concert sound there was better, but this is I'm really trying to, be as generous as I can. This is mixed. Oh shit. Here we go.
Our Channel 6 4th of July
Here we go.
Celebration with the Beach Boys.
Get ready, guys. I just saw something. I've seen them do this live.
Continues. Don't go away.
Here we go. Here we go.
Welcome back, everyone, to our Channel
ready,
6
guys.
4th of July holiday celebration. You hear the crowd. You see the crowd. The Beach Boys are back.
John Stamos on drums, guys. Get ready. Does anyone know what we're getting yet? Does anyone know where we're going with this?
All right, now listen up. A few years back, we had a world's first. That's right. Surf. Rap.
There's some kids behind him. Now, this has taken a strange turn.
Record with the Beach Boys. Yes, sir. And the Fat Boys.
Yeah, we're getting the Beach Boys and the Fat Boys wipe out, but the Fat Boys aren't there.
A little something called.
Here we go. Why are there some kids? I think that's Billy Hinchy. Why are there kids around? They'll be the Beach Boys kids. They're one of those bands that always bring their kids out at some point. Oh, more ladies in hardly any clothes. They're very close to the edge of that stage. I don't like that. Too close to the edge of the stage. Too close to the edge. No, don't like that.
All right, now here we go. For 30 years straight, we toured the nation. When we got through, we needed a vacation. We wanted to party and get a little rest. So we packed our things and we headed down the west. We got the surfboard, got the beach ball out. Jumped in the limousine, ready to wipe out.
Natalie's loving it. She said, I'm assuming she. I do apologise. There's an assumption. Could be a he. Oh my, this is horrific. Kate says the Beach Boys trying to be the Beastie Boys.
I said, hey, watch out, we'll wipe out.
I've seen them do this live. Alfie said, didn't Brian do a rap song as well? Thank you, Alfie. We'll go to that next. In the last 5 minutes of the show, they're singing Surf City, which is not a Beach Boys song. Let me just check one thing. Monkeys rap, because the Monkeys, everyone did it in the 80s. Hang on, what is this? Monkeys medley with rap interlude.
Like the old song says, everything old is new again.
Everything old.
Here's a flash from the past that these singers have just recently rediscovered. That's right. It's the hey, hey, we're the monkeys you think it is.
It's like a school thing. Going off on a tangent here, dear listener. Hello, Faith and Mum. Where's the rap? Where's the rap? Where's the rap? Here we go. Someone's stepping forward. Two white boys are stepping forward in a very white audience, so they must be the rappers. Here we go. They've folded their arms. They've folded their arms. Here we go. This is going to be incredible. He said, you're wearing all those high fashion magazines. He said you're wearing all those high fashion magazines. You're wearing all those high fashion magazines. No, this wasn't the thing I was looking for. The Monkeys did do Monkeys Diego rap. They did do a rap. I bet it's not anywhere on here live. That's crazy. All right, big boy. Hello, darling heart. All right, it's not up there. So let's do Brian Wilson, Smart Girls. So in the 80s, Brian recorded an album called Sweet Insanity. It was never released, thank Christ, but it's out there in bootleg form, and this is one of the songs. Sexy ladies with high IQs, guys. Sexy ladies with high IQs.
My name is Brian and I'm the man.
I write hit songs with the wave of my hand.
Songs of surf and sun and sand. I make great music with my band. Songs to dance to and songs of joy. Cause I'm the original Beach Boy. Surfing USA. All the songs I used to write talked about girls who were too bright. I gotta run. What I was looking for I never found. But time moves on and I've seen the light. Intelligent chicks are dynamite. When I grew up to be a man, yeah, boy. Now some guys like the fashion types, and some guys dig blood archetypes. I'm no different from the rest. I love hips and
Did he say some guys? Yeah, he's about to say breasts. Dig the ugly types.
and some guys dig blood archetypes.
Did he say ugly types? And then they just showed a picture of a really beautiful woman.
I'm no different from the rest. I love hips and legs and breasts. beyond a higher plane, or really turns me off her brain.
This is not an official Beach Boys video, but as he said brains, a picture of Marie Curie has popped up. I haven't seen that. I hadn't seen that. I hadn't seen that before. Okay.
You ready, face with your attitude.
And then the Roosevelt, the glasses. J.K. Rowling. They put J.K. Rowling up. Please don't cancel me. Okay. For the same album, he did another song, which is kind of a wobble. For an 80s kind of thing, it's kind of okay, But then he does it with Bob Dylan. I think this is the Bob Dylan version. Let's make sure. No, that's not. Where's the version with Bob Dylan? Okay, well maybe that version has been taken down. It's in the heart of every bongo, everywhere around. Okay, well that's not there. Here we go. So this is awkward. So Brian Wilson, seriously mentally ill, drug addict, and the only way they could save him was by hiring this guy Dr. Eugene Landy, not a real doctor, an absolute scumbag of a human being, awful human being, who totally took advantage. He was taking like $40,000 a month, controlled Brian with what were called the surf Nazis. Here's a clip of them together.
Year, Beach Boys manager Tom Hewlett turned to psychologist Dr. Gene Landy, who had worked with Brian before, for help.
And he had a year or two to live, and he'd have died. Tom Hewlett called me in and said, we are worried that Brian Wilson is going to follow Elvis.
Oh, God, no.
Yeah, that's what Tom said to me. He said, we've got to do something. We can't let him just stay 300 pounds. Didn't you know that?
Okay, this guy's an absolute arsehole. But part of what ended it was they got interviewed separately on a TV show. And this is a story of abuse, so I warn you now. Some of this.
Beach Boys was my shell for many years, and now I'm stepping out of that shell and doing something on my own.
Yeah, I admired the Beach Boys a lot, particularly Pet Sounds. That was my favorite album.
I don't know if this is the right... Is this the right TV show? Hang on. Is this the right TV show? I don't think this is the right one. Is this it? This could be it. Was that the one I just clicked on?
Himself with drugs.
I burned my brain out. My brain got burned out.
Now the Beach Boys say Wilson was saved only to become a victim.
No, so in other words, when you're brainwashed into believing something.
I don't know. I don't know what it is. Oh, this is it. This is it, I think.
In 1964, just 2 years after the first big record contract, Brian Wilson had a nervous breakdown.
The glasses went to fire, drunk the fullness of the wine that
turned to drugs.
I burned my brain out. My brain got burned out, and nothing left of my brain, you know.
You really think?
I turned into a vegetable over drugs, yeah. A lot of brain damage. Real lot of brain damage. And every day of my life, I pay a little dues for because of the drugs I took.
Morning, St. John.
In painful contrast to his music, Wilson continued his downward spiral. By 1981, he had ballooned to over 300 pounds. He refused to shower, and hid in his bed for 2 years.
Brian Wilson is a perfect example of the fact that in
This
my
is Eugene
field,
Landy.
I'm an artist.
This man says he's the reason Brian Wilson functions today at all. In 1983, at the family's
going very well,
request,
St. John.
Dr. Eugene Landy
Thought I'd
placed
do
Wilson
a nice little stream just playing some of the worst of the Beach Boys. Good afternoon, Richard.
under therapy. His highly unorthodox therapy, a kind of boot
This was the show that started the process of uncoupling Brian Wilson and Eugene Landy.
camp, 24-hour supervision, diet control, exercise. Whatever Landy's method, his program worked. Brian Wilson before, Brian Wilson after.
Did Dr. Landy save your life?
Absolutely. Yes, he did.
But success had a price, an astronomical price. The bills came in, $50,000 for vitamins, $25,000 for Landy's out-of-pocket
Very long
expenses for 4 days in Hawaii. At one point, Landy's fees and extra charges were running well over $1 million a year. Lead singer Mike Love, who co-wrote a lot of
Right, let's
hits
get
with
to-
Brian Wilson,
let's get to the
isolated,
interview
virtually
with
held
Eugene
a prisoner by
Landy.
Landy, and poisoned against
Okay, I screened his phone calls.
And it's not just us. It happened to the Beach Boys, too.
We don't have access to him without Landy's supervision, videotaping, recording.
The family says you've screened his phone calls for 9 years now.
Okay, I screened his phone calls for 1.5 years.
They say you screened it for
Well, I
longer.
know what they say, but I'm telling you, I screened his phone calls for 1.5 years because when you treat drug addicts, the first thing you do is you change their environment.
This woman who asked not to be identified is a former Landy employee who says Landy is lying.
I was told that if Audrey, his mother, called, Brian was not allowed to take any calls.
She worked for Landy not in that first year, but within the last 2 years.
There was, in the time that I was there, not a single phone call that I was ever allowed to put through to Brian.
Screened calls, I've never heard of that before in my life. I don't know.
So they're still
Screened
working
calls,
together
there's
at
no
this
screened
point.
calls.
But they say you have systematically ensured that none of them can get to him.
That's crazy. He has had a number of lawyers who were all able to get him.
John Mason was
Mason was a major lawyer that got him out of the trust.
And he could always get him?
Mason got him ongoingly.
I could not reach Brian Wilson on the telephone in the entire 5 years that I represented him.
John Mason says he resigned 5 months ago after Brian Wilson, out of Landy's earshot, complained of having no freedom.
You can get Brian on the phone, will you?
Mason also raised questions about another kind of Landy control. He told us about a Beach Boys meeting last January. He says when Brian Wilson disagreed with Dr. Landy, Landy called a break, and Brian Wilson was given pills.
We went back in the meeting, and Brian's eyes were rolled up behind his eyelids, and he couldn't communicate anymore.
Two other participants in
Very
that
much
meeting
like
have supported Mason's story, though Landy denies it and says Wilson's medication is controlled by a licensed psychiatrist.
I do not give drugs to Brian.
Now they've got me on the medicine that keeps me in an even place, so I don't go woo out of control high or whoa down low. You know what I mean?
But in 1988, the authorities in charge of Landy's psychology license had their own...
Look at that tiny computer screen. Look at that. And that tiny. What use is that? What are you going to do in there? Put 3 numbers?
...say about the doctor.
666, number of the beast.
They investigated not just the Wilson case, but a charge of patient rape, which Landy had settled out of court. An accusation of freebasing cocaine. Landy denied it. Finally, in a plea bargain, Landy agreed to surrender his license, pleading guilty to 1 count of illegally giving prescription medicine to Brian Wilson. So Landy could no longer officially be Wilson's therapist. He found another job. He called it life manager.
He became Wilson's business partner in a company called Brains and Genius.
Brains is Brian, the A and the I reversed, and genius is obvious.
We're told Landy's new incarnation pays as well as his last, that he gets $35,000 a month plus extra fees. And it doesn't stop there. When Wilson got a yellow Corvette for doing a Chevrolet commercial, Landy got one too. When Wilson got an upright piano, Landy got a baby grand. We found his original contract, showing early on the doctor was positioned to reap financial benefit from co-writing music with a vulnerable patient.
But Dr. Landy, there is a rule against that. It's against the code of your profession.
It's a rule that I can't explain it to you.
It's the code of your profession.
Yes, I don't disagree with that. I not only have accepted that, I know that.
And you violated it.
But I didn't do it.
But you were preparing to take a piece of a business transaction with your patient.
Yes.
He gets his phone out. If you've seen, I think you should leave. Maybe you should leave. Gets his phone out. That's what he'll do there. It's a reference for about 3 people. I think. Oh, here we go. Here's one of the songs they wrote together. Enjoy.
Just written not too long ago, and we just recorded some of it in the studio last week. It's a 1990s car song, and it's called In My Car. When I'm behind the wheel, horses of gas and steel, the highway is my home, fiberglass and chrome. Fancy car, shiny Corvette, let's take a ride you can't forget. Come on, pretty lady, ride with me.
Come on, pretty lady, ride with me. The chorus is all right. But you can hear about 50 Brian Wilsons in the background, right?
In My Car was the song that started out also as a title. And then I whipped up a melody, but I wasn't sure of the melody. And Gina
What tiny screen behind him? What are you putting there? 3 numbers?
Alexander put a complete set of lyrics to the melody. A melody, but I wasn't sure of the melody. And Gina and Alexander put a complete
Alexandra was Gene's partner, I think female partner, maybe wife.
set of lyrics to the melody. And when I heard the lyrics, I liked the song better. And then
So they've got 66% of the song, he's got 33%.
actually this song evolved up very slowly into a very great piece of...
I was going to put the donate bar at £60,000, Richard. But I did do it, and then I took it down because I thought some people won't get the joke. And some people won't get the joke as well.
I usually came up with a lot of my ideas for melodies in the car I was driving. I used to have, I drive my car down.
I just wonder if there was one more thing. Beach. Can't spell. Beach Boys. I think we're done. Here we go. This is an incredibly piss poor concert. Here we go. And then we're done, because I've got to go and do a little bit of work on this ADHD course I'm doing. This may be a podcast for the Patreons. If you're not a Patreon, there's only 25 of you. I'm not going to tell you about it. It's a waste of my time.
California, the Beach Boys.
Beach Boys Live 1980 at the Philadelphia. I had this on bootleg cassette. It was broadcast on FM radio. It was horrendous. I haven't heard this for years. I had this on cassette. I remember it being horrendous. So far, so good. So far, so good. It's better than I remember. This sounds all right. This is better than I remember. We might be going out on a high. This is actually better than I remember. Here we go. All right, that is better than I remember. So we're going to end on a. We're going to end on where was it? Was it Seattle? Is it Seattle? Here we go. This is it. Here we go. Let's have some of this. This is what we need.
Number 6.
As the Beach Boys been around in
Bruce
cars.
Johnston.
That's Dennis, actually. Here we go. Lovely Carl Wilson. Wait for Bruce to jump on the keyboard and you will hear no difference in the sound.
We have can I help it, Fred? That's Fred Moore, the promoter, or the producer of the show, excuse me, producer. He's saying, come on, you guys. Can I help it that some of the girls here got anxious and stepped on our guitar chords? No? Anyway.
Audience there could not give a shit. Couldn't care less.
And Chipmunk.
Mike Love is wearing a Radio Shack hat. A Radio Shack hat.
What good is the dawn?
On that bombshell, I think we're done, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you so much for watching. Nice little cheeky bonus stream. See you on Wednesday night at 7 o'clock and Thursday night at 10 o'clock. Chowsy chow.